Teams came from across the nation. California, Michigan, Tennessee, Delaware, Texas, Florida, Canada.
We're basically down here to help these guys get exposure and basically play against, top U.S. talent.
It won't be easy.
You realize it's not a pool play. You win or go home.
The title will have to be earned.
The kids believe, we got a lot of players that are hungry.
During the next hour, you'll see teams battle for the right to be called champions at the 2014 IMG7v7 National Championship.
Welcome to the 4th annual IMG7v7 National Championship at the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. I'm Dave Reynolds along with Amy Campbell. And over the next hour, we will bring you the events of this outstanding 3-day weekend.
This event features the largest field of teams in championship history, with more than 35 teams from 13 states, Washington, D.C., and Canada, all vying for that club division title and those coveted national champion rings.
Meanwhile, Amy, in the Future Stars division, a field of 20 teams from 4 states and also Washington, D.C., are all trying to bring that championship trophy home.
And for many of these teams, the journey started back in the spring in the local and regional events.
In the club division, each participating team qualified for the national championship by competing in a regional or local qualifier. These teams first played in a day of pool play, and then they got down to business in an elimination tournament to qualify for nationals. These qualifying events were held across the United States, like the Aero 7v7 event held in Miami, the Quick 6 7v7 event in Sacramento, the Next Level Greats event in New Jersey, and the Midwest Elite 7v7 tournament that took place in Michigan, which led all qualifying teams to a trip to the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida for the National Championship. In both the Future Stars and Club divisions, the teams came from across the United States and Canada to face the best of the best.
It's nothing like having the opportunity for us, coming all the way down to Florida from Michigan, spending a good 3 days down here on the IMG campus, and all the talent from across the country, and we get a chance to compete. It's nothing like it.
You guys wait for the camera to come, and then you start playing. Good job.
It's new to Colorado this year. 2 other club teams popped up because of our success by traveling. It's new for our kids out here, seeing this breed of athletes and seeing this many athletes in one place.
This is our second year down here. Last year we did pretty well. We're basically down here to help these guys get exposure and basically play against, top U.S. talent, guys that they normally don't get to play against up north of the border in Canada.
Just want to come out and test our skills. We do pretty well on the West Coast. We want to come get some of this Florida blood in us and, see how it's going. But, got great athletes out here. We're just out here to compete.
Competition is the name of the game, but every competition has rules. 7v7 is no different. Each team has a maximum of 24 players on the squad. 1 offensive coach is allowed in the huddle between plays. The game has an 18-minute run clock, while the last 2 minutes are played as a regulation football game per NFHS regulation football rules. The quarterback is allowed 4 seconds to throw the ball, and the play is considered dead after 4 seconds. And what about scoring? Well, you get 6 points for a touchdown, 1 point for a PAT from 3 yards out, 2 points for a PAT from the 10-yard line. You get 2 points for a defensive stop or down, and finally, you earn 3 points for an interception.
In 2012, the National 7v7 Football Association was founded out of a need to provide high-quality 7v7 football events. In a 2-year time span, they have more than exceeded their goals for the organization and their members.
Get set! 7-on-7 has existed in practices at the high school and collegiate as well as professional level, but now it's become a phenomenon from a competitive game and team standpoint. So our philosophy is to prepare them to play during the fall, throughout the entire season, and beyond high school.
The way the game is today, everything's about protecting the quarterback at the next level. The defensive ends get paid, the offensive tackles get paid, the quarterbacks get paid, the receivers get paid, and now running backs really ain't getting drafted that high because of why? It's a passing league. And I think 7-on-7 is doing a tremendous job with that and developing these quarterback and these skilled players, even linebackers, now that can drop and open in coverage. We had Jalen Smith, that's at Notre Dame now, #1 linebacker in the country, and he benefited here because that was an element of his game that helped him at the next level. So I think 7-on-7 is an awesome sport, and it's getting kids a lot of exposure and developing their skills.
Some guys are better football players, but once they start playing 7-on-7, they start working on their individual skills, footwork, hips, and ball skills as well. It helps them once they put the equipment on. Makes a whole player.
It's perfect for our kids because they're not challenged at home. If you're the 3-year starter for your program, well, there's not a kid that's behind you that's pushing you, and then another kid that's behind him that's pushing him. And so our kids can get very lackadaisical, if I can use that word, because they're not understanding that some of these kids, this is a life. And so that's what we're getting out of this.
They say that's the biggest difference between a Texas, California team, because they get more reps than our kids up in Chicago. This is an opportunity for them to get more reps, to fine-tune their game so they can compete against the best in the fall.
The goal for the athletes is to head to the next level, so IMG provided the students, parents, and coaches the opportunity to learn how to meet that goal. Jamie Israel from the NCAA Eligibility Center enlightened those in attendance on what to do and not to do to be eligible to play college football.
Spent some time talking with them about the academic requirements for participating in the NCAA Division I and II athletics, and just trying to give them some of the information that they need to make the right decisions and get themselves the opportunity to participate.
The thing that I took away was the fact that I can enroll my 9th grade student who's going into 9th grade this year and know exactly what he needs to do for his entire high school career to be able to get into college, because that's what he wants to do, is play college football. So the fact that that is available is awesome.
You know, I think there's a lot of misinformation, or there's just a lot of confusion. You know, the rules change all the time, and there's a lot of different options out there. So, you know, we're just trying to make sure that we can give them a reliable source where they can hear exactly what they need to do, and also listen to them, hear how we can help them and be a resource. Anytime we have an opportunity to get with a large number of men and young women that you know, interested in participating in athletics, interested in participating in the college experience, so that we can share the information and that we can support what their goals are. Eligibilitycenter.org is our website, and we have all of the resources there, everything they need to know about the recruiting process, the academic eligibility requirements, and certainly how they can contact us for more information.
Still to come, club pool play. But next, we take a look at the festivities from Friday night's Future Stars Middle School Florida versus Georgia All-Star Game. Being a part of the NFA 7v7 has quickly become one of the hottest ways to develop your off-season football skills in front of a national audience.
Playing 7-on-7, they start working on their individual skills, footwork, hips, and ball skills as well.
To participate as a member or become an official event with the National 7v7 Football Association next season, please visit www.nfa7v7.com. The 4th annual IMG 7v7 National Championship is brought to you by Under Armour. IMG 7v7 National Championship powered by Under Armour. Gatorade. IMG 7v7 National Championship fueled by Gatorade. And welcome back to the IMG 7v7 National Championship in Bradenton, Florida. I'm Dave Reynolds. Now, prior to the start of championship play, a special showcase was held. It consisted of 6 teams, 3 from Florida and 3 from Georgia. They were made up of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Now, before all of that got underway, they took part in a special 3-day training session, and that led up to each team taking part in fully padded games.
The importance of the game is, to us, it's about giving some of these kids exposure for the first time, going into their high school year. We've been blessed. I know some of the kids that played in our game last year, we probably had about 4 of them now that as 9th graders already have double-digit offers because of things they did in this game. It's amazing to see kids at that age that are so well polished, that have been doing it so long, so well trained. When you get them all together, you get very exciting games.
Friday night was just a teaser to the action that would kick off Saturday. We caught up with IMG Director of Events Blake Ulrich and IMG Director Chris Winke to discuss the NFA 7v7, this national championship tournament, and the future of the sport.
Started the NFA 7v7 about 2 or 3 years ago, and the mission really is to elevate the game of 7v7 and create a more structured, safe environment for these kids to do off-season skill development. So there's tournament systems, there's teams with organization, we have highlight videos, different sponsors involved. This week we had a seminar with the NCAA to talk about the rules of recruiting and things of that nature to help educate parents and coaches and event organizers on things that they can do to help keep the 7v7 game live around the country and also help get these kids into college. It's the IMG 7v7 National Championship. It's in its 4th year. Got about 50 teams from around the country here playing in a middle school division and a club division. So it really is one of our most prestigious events here that we host at IMG Academy, and it really has taken off around the nation, and we're pretty excited about it.
Well, I think it's a culmination of our 7-on-7 platform where we've hosted a ton of events around the country, and this is really bringing all the best teams and best players right here on our campus, which is nice. One, it gives them an opportunity to play in a first-class event at a premier facility, and gives us an opportunity to meet a lot of these kids and share with them what we're doing here at IMG.
The talent is amazing. The teams have been all qualified to get here, so they're really excited. Some made some really long journeys, and it's a chance where they get to come and compete against different regions of the country and different teams. So that, not that they normally play on a regular season, so they get to kind of meet new people, make new friendships, and that carries on obviously through their recruiting career into college.
I think this is really collectively the best high school talent in the country, and it's all in one spot, so it's fun for us to watch. A lot of things have changed. I came here, we didn't have any football fields, and I didn't have an office, and slowly but surely we started to have those visions come to fruition. And I think now, obviously with a brand new stadium, a new field house, adding more fields, brand new locker room, state-of-the-art facility, it's changed in 4 years.
We really have developed quite a bit over the last couple of years. 3 or 4 years ago when we had this event first, there was 8 teams, and most of them were local. So I expect additional seminars, continuing education classes for not only players but for parents and teams. So a lot of different things that they're going to be able to do on and off the field as part of their 7v7 skill development. I think our growth through the networks around the country has been fantastic. We've been able to secure sponsors like Under Armour, Gatorade, all to help give back to this game. We've also been able to work with great athletes like Cam Newton and the Cam Newton Foundation, and he's really dived into the sport of 7v7 because it was a part of his childhood, and you see professional athletes creating teams and being a part of this experience, and to be able to give back to those foundations and all of that stuff has been great for us, and we hope to continue to build that in the future.
Being a part of the NFA 7v7 has quickly become one of the hottest ways to develop your off-season football skills in front of a national audience.
Playing 7-on-7, they start working on their individual skills, footwork, hips, and ball skills as well.
To participate as a member or become an official event with the National 7v7 Football Association next season, please visit www.nfa7v7.com. Coming up next, Club Division action begins. Plus, we take a look at some of the top prospects participating in this year's National Championship. The 4th annual IMG 7v7 National Championship is brought to you by A-Line, official sponsor of the IMG 7v7 National Championship. Spry and Trigger Point, official provider of the player warm-up and recovery zone of the IMG 7v7 National Championship.
Never seen the sky so blue. Birds are singing, I got nothing to do. Hey, 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 hey. It's a sunny day. Sunny day now. My pocket's empty, my cupboard's bare. But call me illogical, I just don't care. Hey, 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 hey.
Vacation in color. Visit Sarasota and experience Siesta Beach. Named #1 in the nation by Dr. Beach.
Yeah. Hey.
Welcome back to the 4th annual IMG 7v7 National Championship. I'm Amy Campbell. Each one of these teams has had their own unique journey to make it to this weekend, and one of those special stories is that of the Cam Newton Foundation All-Stars. As a leader, Newton has been taking his responsibilities very seriously.
Here we go, chips right, chips right, chips right, chips right.
As a coaching staff, you know, as a person that these guys look up to, I instill in them not to hope for nothing. We have very rigid and tough practices. We don't hope, we don't do all that to hope for things. We got a great team that we expect to do a lot of things. We expect to dominate, we expect to perform, we expect to excel when the stage is set for us.
Hey, Terry, give me a wristband.
This is my 4th year doing this. We have multiple camps throughout the Southeast. You know, one camp in my hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. Also, we have another camp in Charlotte, North Carolina, and another camp in Birmingham. And through a combination of all that, we have a team that's full of guys that some are already committed. Some of them are expecting to have this opportunity, shine light on their careers, and I've been pushing them. Every single person on my team is a threat, whether they're playing, whether they get 2 reps, or they get 17 reps. Everybody's trained to go. It's some core values that we have at this team, and commitment, as we say, we got to be 10 toes down. No my faults, no my bads, no question marks. Everything that we do is going to be an exclamation point. That's what we instill. That's how we coach. That's how we expect them to play. When they're out there on that field, when we have one expectation, that expectation is to win first, and the second expectation is to have fun. Because if you're doing one, you know, 2 is a no-brainer.
Quick 6 on me. 1, 2, 3. Quick 6. Come on, let me get that first one. Let's go.
For a lot of these kids, they haven't been recruited. For some of those kids, they've been, you know, recruited out the wazoo. So my job as a coach, my job as a person that's trying to give these guys or empower these young players is to bring them down to an event like this. Let them see the nation's best athletes from California, from Louisiana, from Florida, from Georgia, from Birmingham, wherever you may go. And you test yourself versus talent. And I'm expecting that each and every person of mine, each and every player of mine will be ranked or have some type of star status by the end of this camp.
The Cam Newton All-Stars aren't the only ones that benefited from being at the IMG 7v7 Championship. So do the children in the Charlotte and Atlanta areas. Cam raised funds for his foundation by selling Under Armour gear to the participants.
My foundation has been in running for 4 years. The things that we live by is everyone matters. You know, with the #1, everyone matters. Everyone learns, everyone plays, and my main focus is to try to educate kids around my community that I can come in contact with. Try to empower kids as well and affect their wellness and how they're getting out and getting active in their community. You know, staying off those Xboxes and the PlayStations and, you know, all the Twitter and Instagram inside the house and wanting to get them out and sweat, because obesity is at an all-time high in this country, and we know that. And, you know, with my foundation, we're just trying to, you know, impact our community and empower not only the parents, but the children as well.
Let's see how Cam and the other club teams performed as they jockeyed for top seeding during pool play.
The games got underway at 9:30, and on Field 1 it was B2G 5-star and Southern Express Elite from Tennessee. Brady White proves why he's one of the top quarterback prospects in the nation with this precision pass for the touchdown. B2G 5-star wins 27-21. In their second game of the day, the CNF All-Stars faced Team Tampa and earned a 2-point win over the two-time defending national champs. The Boom came out strong, going 2-0 in their first 2 games of pool play. Core 6 athletes taking on Pro Impact, and they were able to put up 21 points on the board against a vaunted Pro Impact defense to win by 5. River City Kings could put points on the board on both sides of the ball. Check out the teamwork for this interception. They go on to beat Colorado Connect 23-2. At 11:15, Treasure Coast faced B2G 5-star. Brady White connects with Iman Marshall for the acrobatic catch and touchdown, but Treasure Coast would eventually win by 6. After a break in the action, Michigan Elite and AWP met on Field 2. Michigan Elite's Jacob Baldwin finds wide receiver Matt Sexton for the diving catch. AWP's Aiden Smith finds his teammate in the end zone, and now they're on the board. Baldwin about 5 yards out, hooking up with Marcus Edmondson for the touchdown, but it wouldn't be enough as AWP wins by 8. Team Rat Pack came out firing in their afternoon matchup against Team Delaware. DeAndre Francois finds Mike Macon, who makes an incredible tip catch for 6. It's the Francois and Macon connection again, and DeAndre delivers a beautiful ball, and Macon obliges by making another impressive catch, something that his teammates want to remember.
As the first day of pool play in the club division comes to a close, we now have a much better idea of what teams have the potential to take home the national championship trophy, starting with River City.
I'll tell you, River City Kings, the top seed. We've got 4 seeds we're going to discuss, and Amy, the River City Kings are absolutely loaded.
Well, people often question quarterback DeAndre Johnson because of his size, but every event he's at, he always shows up. He's always solid for his team. They have a lot of star players on that team.
And the second seed, BBT Athletics from California, they also competed in this event in 2012. The third seed, Florida Fire, a team that is absolutely packed with talent.
Talent all the way up and down. I think a key for them is that Sean Burgess Becker is healthy and he's playing. He wasn't able to compete earlier this spring. 4-star Alabama commitment, along with Calvin Ridley, who is a showstopper out there. Also an Alabama commitment, Dave. Lots of talent on that team.
And the 4th seed, the 2-time defending national champions from Team Tampa, they're back again, off to a bit of a slow start in the early portion of the pool play, but then they rebounded to earn that 4th seed.
Well, Dave, we should know by now not to question Team Tampa at these events. Like you said, national champion 2 years running, slow start, it doesn't matter. The second day is what really matters in this event.
And of course, these fields behind me and all over the IMG Academy are packed with players loaded with talent. Here's a look at some of the rest. It was hard to take a step at the 7v7 without running into a top prospect, whether it's Auburn commit Tyler Queen slinging passes for the Cam Newton Foundation All-Stars, or Arizona State commit Brady White doing likewise for B2G 5-star.
He's the #1 rated quarterback in the nation. A lot of the media publications have him as 3, maybe 2, sometimes 4. But to me, he has the best mental aspect of a high school quarterback. 4.4. You see him in a meeting, he's taking notes. And that's for a 16, 17-year-old kid, that's absolutely amazing. To me, that speaks more volumes than his arm talent.
B2G is based in Los Angeles, but team manager Matthew Hatchett actually has an import from Alabama on the team in Travion Samuel.
I like it because I'm a slot guy. I like to compete one-on-one, so that's my forte.
B2G also boasted one of the top defensive backs in the country.
Iman Marshall, physically, 35 offers, physically has all the tools. And I'm trying to get him to understand with him, it is all mental. Physically, yeah, but I can go find a couple more of you. When you get to Florida State, Alabama, USC, wherever you decide to go, we got 4 or 5 of you. So what are you going to bring to the table besides being a physical specimen? And if you don't bring that mental aspect, the character to that position, then they're going to replace you or you'll never step on the field at those places.
Iman Marshall has offers that stretch across the 4 corners of the United States, from Penn State to Miami to Washington to USC. And playing 7v7 just allows him to showcase his talents even more.
So I always challenge myself. If I'm not playing against the best, I try to challenge myself mentally by myself, try to work on some aspect of my game and try to just be a better overall player.
If there's one player who should have been more comfortable at IMG than any other, it was Rat Pack quarterback DeAndre Francois, who transferred to IMG from Olympia High School in Orlando.
It's a great place. It's a great atmosphere out here. The students, the school is great, first and foremost. They just treat me well out here, you know. I have nice dorms, nice living facilities, nice coaches, great coaching staff, and everything's good.
Francois Summer already had been pretty impressive before the National 7-on-7. In June, he was named the quarterback MVP at the Rivals Challenge Camp in Baltimore and had narrowed his college choices to Florida State, Auburn, and Oregon. Being a part of the NFA 7v7 has quickly become one of the hottest ways to develop your off-season football skills in front of a national audience.
Playing 7-on-7, they start working on their individual skills, footwork, hips, and ball skills as well.
To participate as a member or become an official event with the National 7v7 Football Association next season, please visit www.nfa7v7.com. When we return, we take a look at the Future Stars division that participated in the 2014 7v7 National Championship. The 4th annual IMG 7v7 National Championship is brought to you by Enterprise, the official rental car of the NFA 7v7. Captain U, the official highlight video sponsor of the NFA 7v7.
Honey, what's the best vacation we've ever had?
This one.
Bradenton, Anna Maria Island, Longboat Key. Real, authentic, Florida. Plan to visit online at BradentonGulfIslands.com.
As we mentioned earlier in the show, the IMG 7v7 National Championship also has a club division, but you know what? They have a Future Stars division as well, and it consists of guys from 13 to 15 years old, and they had a chance to show off their skills on day one of pool play. Early in the day, the Boomers and Change Factor met